Our South African holiday started with us flying 5,644 miles from London in 10 hours 20 minutes, arriving in Cape Town at 8:30 in the morning. We stayed in the Cape Manor Hotel for 6 nights, and although not one of the most luxurious hotels we have stayed in, it was comfortable, the food was good, and the management and staff more than made up for it. Soon after we arrived, we headed off down to the waterfront to the Victoria and Alfred shopping mall. The area was full of shops and restaurants and was a hive of activity and fun. You could spend days there and still not see it all. The craft market was quite interesting, but we were told that most of the items for sale were probably made in a neighbouring country.
Wait a minute, John, please. Can you do something over?
These huge chipata sandwiches were far too big, and had we known, one portion would have probably been enough for us all.
At the District 6 Museum, and then from there we're going to go to our first township, which is going to be Langa, Guguletu, Khayelitsha, and then we will be back around about 6 o'clock the latest.
Lovely.
Okay. Now, township, as we say, we're going to a township. Township, one dictionary describe a township as it where blacks and colored South Africans live. And that was due to the policies that we implemented over the years, the policies that in the long run were declared or were known as the apartheid policies. And here we're talking about the Group Areas Act, the Pass Laws, Immorality Act, the Bantustan, or the Homeland System, if you like. But what is really taking us this afternoon to District 6 Museum and linking it with the township is a policy of the Group Areas Act. Because under the Group Areas Act, here in Cape Town, about 42 sites, 42 areas that were declared Group Areas Act. It really meant that in those areas that were declared Group Areas Act, only white folks could live in those areas. Only white people could live in those areas. But District 6 was unique because District 6 was a melting pot of a multiracial, multicultural, and multi-religious community. Now, what happens was that from 1966 to 1982, that people were moved from District 6 and were sent to the Cape Flats. The white people that used to live in District 6 were sent to Sea Point. The majority of them were sent to Sea Point. The black people were sent to the Cape Flats, which is where the townships are. Still at the Cape Flats, people were divided as colored, Indian and African. And only a railway line or a street will divide these communities. What is nice about this tour, ladies and gentlemen, is that from here we're going to start our tour at the District 6 Museum. The people who work there were born in District 6, they grew up there, they work at the museum as educational officers. Now that was about the Group Areas Act. Up to 60,000 people had been moved from District 6 by the time 1982. The last family, the Hendricks family, to live there was in 1982. Streets were demolished, houses were demolished. So the only buildings that were not demolished were the churches, the mosques, and some schools. And from the museum, we're going to drive past and when we go to the township and see the District 6.
Our guide was born and had lived in one of the townships, and he seems to know almost everyone, so we felt quite comfortable as we went around.
Oh, you can play. No, I didn't.
Oh, fancy. Where did you go? I'm not seeing it all.
This morning I didn't born it.
They don't live there now, do they?
Sorry?
Some do, some do. She's carrying a book on her.
Okay. You tell him that, doctor, this is what's wrong with me, then he can listen to you and give you the medicine according to your problem. He's got roots, tree barks, skins. This is what you usually see. This is the township of Guguletu. Guguletu means our pride. It's the second oldest African township in Cape Town. But it doesn't mean any... It's not bad.
No, it's not. Oh no, it's just I don't like the look of them. And especially when they fly.
This township is called Crossroad.
Oh, the crossroads.
Crossroad.
Oh, this is what you see on coming from the airport, isn't it?
Well, right at the back. That's where you see. This is another section.
This is famous, isn't it? This
Crossroad, it is famous, yes. Crossroad in Soweto. In the 1980s, there used to be lots of violence in there. People will get out of those shanties, those iron corrugated, and live in these proper homes. It's a project that is taking place, that's going to take place for the next up to 10 years. You can see children play in the street because of...
I've been living in this area for 17 years. I'm running the smallest hotel in Tanzania. I'm running the smallest hotel in South Africa. I've been operating for 7 years. You want to see how people live. You want to experience township life. A shopping mall like a V&A waterfront, you can get it anywhere in the world. But if you miss coming here, you are missing a lot. I've got 2 rooms. I charge 170 rent per person. That's dinner and breakfast. Advertised by word of mouth is doing great after the website. I've involved my community as much as I can in this business because I can't run a bed and breakfast in an area like this one.
That's an arsenal for
Absolutely nothing. Different soil structures, different angles on which to grow. Someone's morning sun, someone's afternoon sun. Folks,
We have now joined up with the main tour group because the 4 of us came a few days earlier to enable us to have more time in Cape Town, and the others only arrived yesterday afternoon.
But here you have some of our most beautiful views in the Western Cape. Look at that, to your right.
We are now on our way to Stellenbosch, approximately 30 miles east of Cape Town and the wine region of South Africa, for some wine tasting.
And of course, if that street campaigns to the left, Dutch Reformed Church, slave bell in the front of it.
This is a monument to those French Huguenots who immigrated to this area of South Africa in 1688 to escape religious persecution, and many of the farms still bear their original French names. We would have liked to have spent more time in Stellenbosch, but as usual, when on an organised tour, it is a question of time and fitting everything in.
Afuna ukuphozwa nayo linyawo lishukumayo balishukuma soboluni.
There are about 15 wine estates in the district, but unfortunately we are only going to visit one. This winery was very nice indeed. Everything was in pristine condition and spotless, and the wine wasn't off bad either.
The first wine that we're going to taste, if you look on your list, that is the the Stellenzer Sauvignon Blanc. Stellenzer is our sister's farm. It's about 20 kilometers from here, but unfortunately our Sauvignon Blanc is sold out. That's why we're giving the sister's farm Sauvignon Blanc.
Some of the group said they could see whales out at sea, but I'm not so sure, as Dietz, our guide throughout the tour, said it was the wrong time of year to see them.
Our crossing time to Robben Island is approximately 25 minutes and will be traveling at a speed of 22 knots. Shortly, there will be screening and safety procedure video.
Thank you for your cooperation. Enjoy your stay on the island.
The building on your right, it's called the Church of the Good Shepherd. It was a male leper church. It was designed, the Union buildings in Pretoria, built by the lepers themselves. It's the only building on the island that doesn't belong to the state. It was the house of the commissioner then. It's today the VIP guest house. Whenever Mr. Mandela comes to the island, this is the house he comes to. And those buildings we used to build as They worked here for 8 hours each and every day of the week. They were promised to work here for 6 months, but that 6 months turned into 13 and a half years. They were given picks, shovels and spades to dig the line. Sometimes they used their hands. The warders were patrolling from above. They were going up and down with their dogs and rifles. They were given authority to shoot, not to just shoot, but to shoot to kill. There was no use for the line. They would dig it today, take it from point A to point B, following day from point B back to point A, until it was needed to construct the roads of Robben Island. They were asked if they had any driver's license, and if you say yes, then you'll be the one who will be pushing the wheelbarrow around.
You are all welcome to Robben Island Maximum. My name is Benjamin and I'll be taking you around the tour. The prison is divided into sections. Section A, B and C are single cells. And from section D up to section G is communal cells. I'll be taking you to one of the sections which is in communal cells. I'll also be taking you to one of the sections which is in single cells. Remember, when you are inside prison, no smoking is allowed, and please switch off your cell phones. This prison was built in 1963 and it was completed in 1964. It was built by prisoners themselves. That is both political prisoners and common operators. A-section, it is in single cells.
The man on the left of the photograph is Nelson Mandela. We were very lucky because normally the top of Table Mountain is covered in cloud, but today not a one. This is our last chance to go up to the top because tomorrow we are due to leave Cape Town and head east to stay a couple of nights at Wilderness near the small town of George, which is halfway between Cape Town and Port Elizabeth.
Oh, look. Oh, say. We're approaching an area known as Muizenberg, which is on the coastline of False Bay, which we're going to climb up the mountain.
We are now travelling down the east side of the Cape Peninsula towards Simonstown and the Cape of Good Hope.
This is the main square in the centre of town where the palm trees are. This is called Jubilee Square. And again, there are restaurants on this parking level.
Simon's Town is the main base for the South African Navy. It used to be a British base, and there is a Martello Tower inside the Dockland area built in 1796, said to be the oldest of its kind in the world. The ice cream was delicious and most welcome, as it was very hot outside in the sun.
The black and white ostriches are the males. I'm sorry to say, ladies, they are the better looking with the most wonderful plumage. And the downy brown ones are the females. They're very unique, the baboons here, because they actually eat shellfish and they will scavenge for mussels. Mostly, of course, their diet is really roots and berries, that sort of thing.
What do you say? Because that's all the Simons.
Here at Cape Point, the 850-foot granite sea cliffs are South Africa's tallest, and the 19 million candle lighthouse is said to be the most powerful in the world.
Very windy. Hang over the edge of the picture. Yeah, the wind comes up. We wouldn't want to hear it. Come on. We're just excited because you're leaving. Sorry.